Well, we missed last week due to a small COVID outbreak in my home, but we had some things we wanted to talk about. First of all, Night of the Seven Kingdoms just wrapped. I watched the entire thing. I know Alex did. Ruffin, did you watch that one?
Yeah, I was busy partying in Nashville.
Oh, yeah. Night of
Well,
the Seven
we're
Kingdoms
gonna
is
we're
way
gonna ruin
better.
it for you.
It's fine.
Yep. So this is going to be spoiler heavy, but it was such a great show. We have to talk about it. And Alex was the one who turned us onto it. So we're going to let him go first and start chatting.
I can't wait. But Ruffin, what you said just had me thinking of like somebody saying like, oh, whatever. The 90s. I was busy getting laid in high school. You know what the fuck you guys are doing? Watching movies. I was watching your mom.
I was playing Star Wars Galaxies. Yeah.
Night of the Seven
What was
Kingdoms
that on
ended
the
great.
original Nintendo?
No, that was on PC. Good one.
There.
Yeah.
Doom.
All right, Alex.
Mm.
Go ahead.
Loved it. They did a fantastic job with that series. They brought Westeros down to one weekend, one couple of days, just a tournament. They gave us real characters that we actually gave a shit about. And they didn't, hit us over the head with any of the lore. They were. If you wanted to dive in and look at the Easter eggs, it was great. And this last episode was true Game of Thrones fashion. The biggest shit happened in the penultimate episode. They had the melee and Baelor's spoilers, Baelor's death. And then the last episode, they're setting up for the next season, but they're kind of just dealing with what happened in the craziness. I thought it was fucking amazing. I wanted to do 7 seasons. Those actors are charming as shit. I'm a straight man, but I would let that big rugby player buy me a drink. He's charming.
It was a really good show, and I was very surprised because I liked House of the Dragon season 1. Season 2 was dragging so much that I didn't even want to finish it. Going into Night of the Seven Kingdoms, I felt like they kind of brought a lot of that feeling back of they're telling a story and you're interested in seeing what happens with the story. House of the Dragon had a lot more of the back and forth, like, oh, are we going to go to war? Are we not going to go to war? And it was boring. But Night of the Seven Kingdoms had like a very good pacing. I liked the pacing of it. There was something fun that happened every episode. There was a little bit of comedy built into it, which we haven't really seen too much in Game of Thrones. Occasionally in the original series,
they did callbacks and cuts. They did like it was like a Family Guy bit where they reference something and they do a quick cut scene back to like before and then right back to it.
Yeah,
they never did that before.
It kept you very engaged. I thought it was awesome, and it was interesting because they set it up to be a tournament, and they kind of do a little bit of the tournament stuff, but like the main character who came for the tournament never really gets into it because he gets into trouble, and then there ends up being some kind of trial of 7 or something, I think is what they called it. Which was a brand new concept because he was just trying to do trial by combat and fight the prince, but that didn't work out. And the prince was like, well, I have a right to a 7-on-7. It's like, okay, we're doing a 7-on-7 brawl. That's awesome. I'm into this.
Which was a pussy move, by the way.
Huge pussy move. Arion was a dick.
Yeah, like he knew he was gonna lose, so he's like, I'm gonna have everybody else fight for me. Like, okay, little fucking pussy.
Fun fact, later on, Arion dies by drinking the Westeros equivalent of gasoline, wildfire. That green fire from the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
He thinks if he drinks that, he will become a real dragon, and that's how he dies.
Huh.
I mean, delusion is a real thing.
Especially if you're a Targaryen.
Fucking stupidity is.
I think my favorite scene out of the entire thing, honestly, was at the end when they're riding off into the, onto their next journey. And I forget his name, but he just veers off because he's like, my story is done. I've done everything. I thought that was one of the best cinematic moves that I've ever seen.
Agreed. Sir Arlen.
Yes, it gave me chills. At first, I was kind of like, why are there 3 people? And then I recognized what they were doing. They were signifying that his story is over and it is now time to proceed and for Dunk to go on his way. So I thought that was amazing. And I know other people really enjoyed that. I like that it had a little bit of closure, which I feel like with Game of Thrones, there really wasn't much closure. It was just a lot of anger at the end of the season at the end of the
Mhm.
series, really. I mean, I still don't know how that kid became king. Stupid Bran.
Dunk is a good character though, because he not only is he big and strong, and you're like, yeah, this guy's cool, but he's like also a little bit dumb.
Mhm.
You know,
Thick as a castle wall, as they said in there.
yeah. But I like the one guy. I can't remember what his name was. The one lord who had the antler helmet.
Baratheon. That was the
Was that
Laughing
Baratheon?
Storm. Yes.
Yeah, he
He's
was
gonna be a
great.
big part later
I know that
seasons
name.
too.
Oh,
I know that name.
yeah.
Baratheon. His
I know that
grandson, I want to say, is Robert Baratheon, who led the Robert's rebellion against the Targaryens and finished off the dynasty.
Yeah.
See, I know
I
that.
liked it a lot because in Game of Thrones, you kind of had a smattering of all these different classes. And a lot of Game of Thrones is classism. You know, it's a feudal system. And in House of the Dragon was all the rich. And I'm tired of that shit on television. I'm tired of clasturbation, of fucking Succession and all the White Lotus things. I'm tired of idolizing the rich and even if they have their problems. I like the blue collar fucking Dan and Roseanne Connor of, Dunk, just out there, just broke ass Dunk, chewing on salt beef to survive.
Yeah. No, I agree, because you never really get to see the lower classes in any of the Game of Thrones stuff.
Unless they're just getting shit on.
I was going to say,
Mhm.
you see them, not for long
Yeah.
before they die.
Yeah.
What's the line from Monty Python where he goes riding by and he's like, that's the king. How do you know he's the king? He ain't got shit all over him.
I love that movie. It's so good.
That's a great fucking movie.
Yeah. You can't just become a king because some watery tart threw a sword at you. People lock me up, tell me I was mad. I didn't vote for you. You don't vote for a king. I quote that whole movie. It's great.
Oh man. Well, that is Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I think it's fantastic. 2 enthusiastic thumbs up.
Absolutely. If you haven't seen it yet, watch it. Even if you're not a big Game of Thrones fan and you want to dive into it, it is a fun watch, and you don't really need to know too much because it's between time periods of the current shows they have out. So it might get you into Game of Thrones a little bit too.